Okay, so we're at mission 20, the final mission. It has been quite the journey, but I'm afraid it is coming to a close. And also, I apologize for not uploading for a few weeks. All of a sudden, there was some unexpected stuff happening, and I was busy. Anyways, let's get back to finishing this playthrough with a bang. As you can see on the bottom right, this time we are equipping a bunch of Gerberers for our, well, explanation run. As always, the first run will be just me trying to explain some cool mechanics, some nice things that you can do to make the Vergil fight a little easier as Nero. So that's all good stuff. And after that, I will do a second run where I actually put those skills to the test and sort of fight legit and not try to explain things every 30 seconds or so. So that is the flow of this video. And since this is the end of this video series about, well, playing through Dante Must Die, I have been thinking a bit about what final comments to say about this whole playthrough, but in the end I couldn't really think of any fancy things to say. Well, I certainly had fun, and I learned a lot of things, actually. Surprisingly so, too. Like, when I started this series, I didn't thought I had anything more to learn, but man, was I very wrong. But anyways, let's get right on and start this boss fight. And I suppose I'll see what else I would have to say by the end credits. Maybe I'll think of something new, but maybe not. We will see.
This has nothing to do with you.
Okay, now starting right off, let's get straight to the point. For Nero, which doesn't have Trickster nor Royal Guard, the best thing he can do is actually to parry Vergil's attacks. Especially his summon swords, since deflecting those swords back to Vergil will actually hurt him and create an attack window. So, how do you do that efficiently and easily? Well, Nero actually has a very good attack at parrying Vergil's summon swords, which is actually Payline. What is good about Payline is, as you can see, it goes straight towards the target with an active hitbox all the way. So you can basically do this. As you can see, you can parry any summon swords that will go in your way midway of the attack and deflect them right back to Vergil, which also stuns him. So that is excellent. What you can also use as parrying is Gerberer's Dash, which has a slightly quicker timing than Payline, but it's also very easy to use, as you can see there. Now, I'm not going in for the attack because I actually want to show you one more thing that you can parry and should parry, which is this Rising Star. Knowing how to parry the summon swords and the rapid slash is going to be crucial in this fight to make it a little bit easier. As you can see, because parrying Vergil will outright cancel his remaining attacks, that will basically get rid of most of the judgment cuts and any follow-up summon swords that would be going your way if you could parry him midway during his combos. Anyways, I did a buster on him before we actually hit phase 2, which is about 60% health. So an interesting thing is actually going to happen, where as you can see, he will enter STT early. However, he's actually still doing phase 1 attacks. So as you can see, if you look closely, he's not following up his melee attacks with summon swords, and he's still doing one judgment cut per attack. And one Rising Star instead of 2 Rapid Slash plus the Rising Star. So this is a pretty unique detail that is different from the last fight with Dante versus Vergil. And another interesting detail actually is that Vergil is actually not healing himself during STT. I guess that is to show that like Vergil is actually pretty tired and his body is has been weakened by the fight with Dante, that he actually can't really heal himself back during STT mode, which is a detail portrayed all the way back in DMC3, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, here comes the dive bomb, and of course, as we all know, with Nero you can buster his dive bomb. There's also another thing that you could do, which is to use your Devil Trigger Explosion to knock him out of the dive bomb, but I guess I'll show you that the next time he does it. Anyways, as you can see, he's still doing like phase 1 attacks, so it's pretty easy to intercept him and knock him out, knock him down. Oh, and I missed. Anyways, I might as well enter DT as well. And with cross the 60% health point, so he will start doing phase 2 attacks. As you can see, he start doing multiple judgment cuts. Oh, by the way, another really cool thing that Nero can do better than Dante is to create attack windows using charge shot. As you can see, Blue Rose charge shots are actually really powerful and can even stun Vergil at a distance. Not only is charge shot able to reach any distance, it is also an explosion on impact, so that is both better than the short range shotgun blast or the rocket launchers, because that's too slow to hit Vergil. Actually, I'll let him get back up, and we will not like force him into phase 3, so that I can show you that you can knock him out of the dive bomb using your DT explosion. So we're just gonna wait for him to do that again, which might take a minute though. Oh, and by the way, as you can see, against the multiple summon swords, you can still parry every one of those using Payline. So that's really cool. Oh, and there goes him. So this time I'll show you what you can actually do besides the buster. Is that. Now that is a much safer method to handle it. The radius of the explosion is actually pretty big, so it will knock out Vergil like miles away, really. The downside is, of course, you don't really do much damage against Vergil. So that's the trade-off compared to Buster. Anyways, with that said, let's get straight into talking about phase 3. Actually, well, let's get him into phase 3. And we'll talk about the final attack, which is, well, also got things to do with parry, pretty much. And parry that. Easy, easy. Oh, and still waiting for the final attack. Oh, there we go. Now here comes the final attack. So the best point to parry is actually right around here, if you can. But you might or may not miss, which you can also parry the summon swords, which would also stun him out of the final attack.
Interesting.
Okay, now with all that explanation done, let's get back in one more time, and this time I'll actually focus on fighting him and showing you how things actually goes down with the strategies that I've been talking about. So hopefully that would be an actual proper demonstration, and we'll see how that goes. So let's start. So basically the gist of the entire strategy is that against melee attacks, try to parry it with Gerberer, and against summon swords, try to parry them with your Payline. So let's get started. Oh, Rising Star, that means parrying. And oh, Rising Star again. Another parry. Simple, simple. Oh, and oh, close up melee. Well, you could parry it, but don't really need to, so just try to keep mostly safe. Oh, and summon swords, that means payline. And yep, I think he's down. This time around, we will not buster him so that he won't like enter C level trigger prematurely. Now, as long as you don't buster him, I think we'll be fine. Like, even if I enter Devil Trigger and also pop the music, he still won't really enter his Devil Trigger early. So hopefully I can show you that. If I can get him stunned again before he enters phase 2, that might be good. And I think one more knockdown should do it. Oh, and oops, I missed that parry. Oh, and I think he's down again. There we go. As you can see, all the way until below 60% health, he still hadn't entered STT like doing last time. So, as you can see, it really is triggered by you bustering him instead of anything else before he reaches phase 2, that is. And because, well, we knock him down just before phase 2, we pretty much done enough damage to almost skip the entire phase. In fact, I think we actually skipped phase 2 so hard that I think he has directly entered phase 3 downtime. So that might be a reason why he is not going into STT right now. So yeah, that might be a good detail to keep in mind, in case you want to, well, not only make this fight easier, but you can also try out one of those like Vergil one-punch strategies. Yeah, it's a good thing to keep in mind. And just buster the doppelganger, get him out of the way ASAP, and parry the Rising Star. And try to parry that. Oh, never mind. Didn't work. Did not work. Oh. Oh. Gotcha. And oh, he is down again. And that should be the end, actually. Oh, goddamn it. He ran away. What a bitch. Come back here. There we go. And with that, Buster, we'll conclude our journey through this amazing game at the hardest difficulty mode. Hooray!
Oh, brother.
Okay, and now we're in the end credits fight. Now, even though you still see me fighting on screen, this section of the recording in the end credits fight is actually recorded completely separate from the original fight when I was playing. Because back then, well, I couldn't really think of anything to say, so I decided to just mute myself and save that section for later. And I guess that section is now. Even though, to be honest, I still don't have anything fancy to mention, really. But anyways, as you could probably tell, this section is just going to be me spilling my thoughts. No tips, no strategies here, so if you're not interested in that, well, have fun playing the game, and I'll see you in the next video, possibly. Now, this video series is clearly coming to an end since, well, this is the last mission, but I think I'm not going to, like, end my DMC content creation here. Like, DMC5 and just the entire DMC series as a whole still gets new players, like, every day, really. Almost every other day, I see people playing it on YouTube, on Twitch, on every corner of the world, really. And I believe that a lot of new players are still going to, well, face the same difficulties in trying to understand how to play well and to understand just the core concept of how to play better at the game and have more fun that way. So I think I'm still going to, well, try as much as possible to help those people, and my method is, well, to record what I do and share it to others. So yeah, in that sense, I think as long as like the series is still going strong, I won't really stop doing these types of videos. Well, certainly I can't keep repeating the same missions over and over again, but I'm not sure what I would like to do next. Should I like cover other DMC games, or should I just center on 5 and maybe go on to Bloody Palace? I'm not sure about that, but certainly this is most likely not going to be like the last DMC video on this channel. Most likely not. On a more positive note, I did learn quite a few things, surprisingly so. Originally, I was already, well, fairly decent at the game, may I dare say. But yeah, just really trying to narrow down on the most efficient and also like semi-beginner friendly things that you can do against enemies. That criteria actually pushed me further along and learned quite a few more things about how to handle specific enemies. So that felt really to me. And I hope actually me sharing what I've learned has helped someone at least. So I would be glad about that, at the very least. So yeah, overall I'm certainly glad that I did this series, and I had some surprising gains from it. And I think I have at least helped a few people along the way. So overall, that's a pretty good deal to me. And I'm going to, well, try something else, but I think I will keep doing DMC content. It may not be the only content on the channel. I think not. In fact, I think I would like to do something else immediately after this. But yeah, I'll certainly come back to this game, or the series as a whole. Definitely. And of course, whenever the day that the next DMC comes out, I would absolutely record that too. You get my promise on that, for sure. Let's all just pray that the next one doesn't come like, I don't know, another 10 years. Just a little bit quicker than that would really help. But anyways, I think that's all I wanted to say. So yeah, I hope you found some worth listening to this, or watching this entire series as a whole. So yeah, go have fun with all the DMC games, and I'll see you next time.
Don't you dare say it, Jackpot!